Hi, it's Dwyer. GamblersAdvisory.com, a free site. DwyerVIP.com, a free site. Let's talk Game 3 of the Golden State versus Portland Western Conference Final in the NBA. But first, remember, the opinion you should follow should be your own. Just consider this video to be a second opinion from a complete stranger online. Now, you listen to these talk shows, videos like this one, and the host is going to tell you that Portland is a mild favorite in Game 3. You're laying 2.5 points, and they're discussing the pros and cons of betting the game, right? Let's be deeper than that. Understand there's a huge opportunity out there. Let's be clear about it, right? It's simply an odds play. It's simply getting a betting hedge. Now, Portland is not going to win the NBA championship. I don't believe that today. Right? They're not going to win the NBA championship. But let's be clear on who they are. Right? 3 games ago. Just 3 games ago. They were in against a higher seed on the road. And they won Game 7. Not many teams can win a Game 7 on the road. Not only that, their big-time star, or at least the person the public thinks is the big-time star, wasn't even their primary player. It was C.J. McCollum, who hit a lot of mid-range shots that Game 7 against Denver in Denver. By the way, Denver at home, one of the hardest places for an opponent to play. So you know this Portland Trailblazer team has toughness, has character, has depth, right? If you ever need to know why KD should not go to the Knicks, all you have to do is look at Enes Kanter. He couldn't cut it with the Knicks, yet here he is, getting significant minutes deep in the playoffs in the tougher Western Conference. Right? So Portland is well put together. They're favored by Vegas in Game 3 of their series against 2-time defending champ Golden State. But when you look at the NBA futures, and again, this isn't about picking the team that ultimately wins it. This is simply about paying next to nothing and getting a great betting opportunity. When you look at the NBA futures, you're going to notice that even though they're favored in Game 3, the Portland Trailblazers are 50 to 1. I'm not kidding. 50 to 1 to win it all. 50 to 1. So you mean to tell me that I could put down $1 right here, right? Let's say you're fooling around with an online casino with low betting minimums. I can put down $1 right here and have potential winnings of $50, right? Forget focusing on the game. Let's focus on the potential winnings on an NBA futures bet. So I put $1 down here, and I have a possible $50 worth of winnings. Now, let's say Vegas is right. Let's say that Portland wins Game 3, right? They're favored, folks. At that point, I'm not going to get 50 to 1 ever again. Not only that, I have potential winnings that I can play with. In other words, for Game 4, I can say, okay, well, let me put $2 on the Golden State Warriors simply to win the game. Even if I'm getting less than even money in terms of the betting odds, if Golden State pulls off the win in Game 4, right, I will have made money on the entire bet. I would have bet $1 here. I would have gotten more than $1 because of Golden State's win in Game 4. Let's say Portland wins Games 3 and 4. Right? Let's say because you've been hedging, let's say you've burned through, let's say, a $2 bet in Game 4 on Golden State, or a $3 bet, right? Understand, you're still in the catbird seat. You still have a lot of the hedge to burn through. You could put down money on Golden State in Game 5 and make money, right? The point is, because bettors think about things on a game-by-game basis and bet that way, they overlook easy ways to get very cheap insurance on their real plays. So Portland right now, 50-1 in a series in which they're favored to win Game 3, and in a playoff season in which they've already beaten a higher seed on the road in one of the toughest places to play in the NBA in a Game 7. Right? I think you want a piece of this position right now. Right? $1, you have a possible $50 worth of winnings and several games to hedge where you can get the money back. Right? Let's be serious too. There isn't a lot of information here in the Bay. Right? I'm in Warrior country. I'm wearing a Warrior replica ring here. Right? I've been to Warrior games. Right now, we don't exactly know, really, when KD is going to come back, do we? In other words, you're getting 50-1 on Portland, and they aren't even playing a full-strength Golden State Warrior team. Right? Golden State's missing the two-time reigning NBA Finals MVP. The bet I'm recommending here is Portland 50-1 to win it all. Not because I think they're going to win it all, but simply because that's a hedgeable position. If they win Game 3, rather than me getting a -110, laying 2.5 points on Game 3, why don't I instead get a plus 5,000? Portland wins Game 3. At that point, I can say, hell, let me go bet $5 on Golden State in Game 4. Let me bet another $10 on Golden State in Game 5. They win either of those bets, I'm in the green. We don't even have to get to Game 7 of this series. Right? Golden State, if they lose Games 4 and 5, then guess what? I'm sitting on a ticket that still has a lot of leverage. Let me tell you how outsized the 50-1 is. You just saw Toronto get blown out of the building in Games 1 and 2 by the Milwaukee Bucks in the Eastern Conference Finals. Right? Blown out of the building. This morning, you're only getting 20-1 on Toronto to win it all. 20-1. You mean to tell me I'm getting more than twice that with Portland? And KD is out? Give me a break. Right? Give me a break. I like Portland 50-1 to win it all as a hedge. Right? Let's not get confused. Later in the playoffs, we're going to be fading Portland. But Lord knows, at 50-1, we're going to have a lot we can fade and still make a profit. That's how I see it. Let me hear from you. I hope you leave your comments in the comment section of this video. Thanks for stopping by.